Welcome to Launch Magic for Therapists. I'm so excited that you're here. In this training, I'm going to walk you through all the steps that you need to follow to create a launch that will help you reach the most people so that you can help them with your offer. And also create profit. Most therapists doing this training are looking to create additional income streams to one-to-one therapy so that they can grow their impact and also grow their income. So let's begin. I've been a therapist for over 25 years and I've been coaching therapists for about 6 years. I've got a diversified business which is driven by the power of selling instant access offers, live webinars, and coaching. What we're going to cover in Launch Magic is what is a launch strategy, why you need a launch strategy, how to start right, the launch prep, the best time to launch, and things like the time frames for the launch, during the launch, after the launch, the next launch. Okay, this is a complete launch strategy plan for you. It's about doing it in a way so that you can get more sales, reach more people, and create the profit. When you go into your next launch, there should be no, am I doing it right? Have I maximized my potential to sell this as much as I can? And that's what I'm all about. I don't hide that from people that I coach. I help you to sell more. That's my whole job, because when you sell more, you're going to reach more people and you're going to create profit. What is a launch strategy? A launch strategy is your plan to introduce and sell your offer. A good launch strategy begins before you start advertising your offer. So I can't emphasize that enough. It's not just placing ads around the place. That isn't going to create the maximum impact for your launch. So you need the launch strategy so that you can maximize your sales, reach more people, and make profit. These launch strategies are structured to increase interest and sales. So you need to follow this plan to make sure that there is momentum around the launch. That's what really helps promote the offer and get the sales going. So launch strategy also helps you with mindset issues. So a lot of things happen in launches, so people stop showing up, they're not visible enough, they lose motivation if there's not instant sales or not as many sales, and there can be these open cart wobbles around, have I done it right, is it the right time? And when you have a launch strategy that you just follow through, regardless of what that internal chatter is saying, you're more likely to get the sales that you want. It helps you to persist through all of that. So let's begin. We want to start right. So you've got something that you want to sell other than one-on-one therapy. You need to launch it, and the steps to a successful launch are all in the preparation. They are all what happens before you say, hey everyone, here's this offer that can help you. So let's talk about the launch warm-up. A good launch starts without even mentioning the name of the offer. Instead, we're going to begin by warming up your audience to the offer. We want them to focus on the problems and the solutions that you're offering associated with that. So your audience will have a group of people in them who want to solve a problem. They've got particular struggles or pain points. And in this particular launch, we want to get them focused on whatever it is involved in your launch. So for this product that you're consuming, the problem is I want to sell more of something. I'm not selling enough, or I don't want to put my first offer out there and have it not sell. So how do I do it right? So with a warm up, I mean, I'm kind of warming people up all of the time because I've got a reasonably large audience now. I've got the podcast, I've got my email list, I've got my social. So I'm always talking about how to sell more of something. That's kind of going on there. But if I was to launch something a bit different, say I was to launch one of my therapy skills trainings to my email list for EMDR, I would start talking in that EMDR list about the problems and the solutions that people in that list are looking for. The reason we want to do that is we want our audience that is following us, that is reading along with us, that is listening on the podcast, to become more problem aware and more solution aware, and also more aware that we're the ones that can help them with that. So that's what you do in this warm up period. You don't talk about, I'm selling you this, you talk about these issues. You get people kind of thinking about it and realizing that there is a way to do that, and most importantly, realizing that you are the one that can help them. They're going to be aware that there is a solution and know that you are the one who can help by the time that launch happens. That is the goal here. And we do this by talking about the problems this offer will solve. We draw our ideal client's focus to the pain points. We also need to talk about the desired outcomes for the ideal client that are linked to the offer that you're going to sell. So this is really important, because sometimes if all you do is pain point marketing or struggle marketing, you get all the people in your audience who are like, oh, it's too hard, there's nothing I can do. They're not actually ready to take action. Make sure you are also talking about what people want. So with Launch Magic, what I'm saying is you want to have a launch where you make more money, or you want to have a launch where you can help the most people. You want to have a launch where you create profit. You don't want a launch where it just fizzles or you feel really confused and unmotivated within it. You want to create profit from this launch. So if I was just to talk about how hard it is to launch, how hard it is to sell things, then that would be so focused on the pain point, and then people would start to think, oh, maybe it is just too hard, or I might attract people into the offer that then have a lot of objections to what I'm actually teaching. So how long do you want to do this warm up for? I think a minimum of 2 weeks. If it's a high ticket offer or something that you routinely sell or repeatedly open and close, you could do this for longer or in repeat cycles prior to each active sales period. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my podcast and with my email. I just keep people focused on how you can make your business better with marketing and personal branding. I talk about all things related to that. It doesn't really matter what I'm selling at the moment. Most of my evergreen offers are linked to this outcome that people want. They want to have profitable businesses. They want to have businesses that they enjoy. They want things to be easier. So where are you going to do that? Well, wherever you're talking to your ideal clients, so whether that's your social following, whether that's in blog writing, whether that's in a podcast, whether that's an email list, whether that's a Facebook group that you own, all of those places are great places to start the warm-up. And it should be consistent across all of your platforms. So many of us will have a number of social media platforms. You might be doing a number of these things. And when you're in the warm-up for a launch, there's just one kind of topic. Something that I used to get wrong when I was at the beginning of doing all this is I would just talk about all these different things, and then people would get confused, and then I'd bring the wrong people towards me. The people that were really interested in the topic would think, why is she talking about that now? So really you just need to talk about this one topic that is leading into your offer. So an example of a warm-up from my launches, Thriving Therapist Formula, which I now sell as a self-study, used to be a coaching program where you would get over a year 6 group coaching calls with the amazing content that's in there. So in the warm-up period for this, I would send emails to my list about self-doubt and confidence. So those are the pain points that people have for this offer, and people want to feel confident as a therapist, and they want to do well as a therapist. So there was a message about thrive professionally, financially, and personally. That's the desired outcome, right? So I would be writing about self-doubt and confidence and these desired outcomes. I would have social media posts about these things as well. And I would really notice any comments in Facebook groups around confidence issues, around feeling anxious as a therapist, around not enjoying being a therapist. And I would reply to that, not with salesy stuff to my offer, but just to sort of get people thinking about me, people who had this problem. So we want to create excitement in our launches. That's a really important ingredient. We want to create kind of the excitement that a new movie or a new TV show or the new season of a TV show does. So something is coming. I'm working on something for you. I've got something that will help. So this works really well with a new offer. Something I've done a bit on Instagram, which people love, is I do like a post where you can't exactly see the name of the offer, but it's like something's coming, and then I'll reveal that image over time. But that's just an example of how you can kind of have this teaser effect going on. You can also do this with offers that you repeatedly launch with a time limited cycle. Of course, it doesn't work that well for an evergreen that's been around for ages. You're not going to use this creating excitement step for this, but it's really important, and it helps you get excited for your own launch too, and it helps you start to talk about it in a way in which you're really expressing the belief that this can help people, this can change people's lives. So you might like to document the journey with behind the scenes views of these offers. This is keeping your audience up to date. They feel part of it, they feel special. You can start a countdown to when the offer is launching, when they're going to get that opportunity to do that. If you've ever done Marketing Magic, which has got the sales page training on it, I talk about having a countdown timer on that works as well.